Listen closely, because what's about to be shared will rip through every excuse, every doubt, every nagging what if that's kept your dream locked away in the shadows. This isn't some sentimental pep talk or another vague promise about getting rich quick. This is about the one raw, ruthless crowdfunding tactic that has been silently fueling explosive millions overnight, while others stumble, scratch their heads, and wonder why their ideas die before they even breathe. Right now, the brutal truth is this: you're staring at the brutal walls of a system built on comfort, conformity, and a suffocating rule book that's choking out the fire you carry. Everyone around you says, be patient, play by the rules, build audiences, and follow the trend. But deep down, you know that's a lie that's stolen your best ideas, muffled your voice, and left your vision to rot in the background noise. You feel it every time you try to launch, the frustration that the money, the attention, the connections all flow to a handful of others who seem to have cracked some secret code. Those founders who pull in millions sharing some magical formula. Those investors who rush to back projects that instantly light up the sky. You wonder, what are they doing that you're not? What hidden force are they tapping into that you're missing? Forget flashy marketing gimmicks and endless email lists. The strategy that moves mountains and screams across social channels like wildfire is simpler and more profound than you imagine. It's a tactic wrapped in raw authenticity, precision, and, most importantly, connection. Not the connection where you spam strangers or flood feeds with noise. This is about laser-targeted alignment with the exact few people who will ignite your project and push it to the moon overnight. Here's the relentless secret ripping through the noise. It's the power of creating a self-sustaining, fiercely loyal network of radical early believers, before, during, and after launch. It's not just about audience or followers, it's about building an exclusive inner circle of founders, investors, visionaries, and creators hungry to break free from the cliches of the startup world. Think of it as your own autonomous constellation, a network crafted with ruthless selectivity, fierce honesty, and relentless purpose. This is where lightning ignites. This is where millions happen overnight. And why? Because this inner circle doesn't just invest money, they invest their will, energy, and influence. They don't stand on the sidelines, waiting for something obvious. They discover, test, and fuel the rarest projects that defy the comfortable scripts of today's landscape. They are the few who refuse the boring, the safe, the same. They become warriors and champions for your idea, pouring in capital, spreading word of mouth, and creating a snowball effect unstoppable by traditional forces. Here's what's painful. Most founders stop before they reach this battlefield. They run after broad, generic crowds, chasing likes, shares, and passive clicks, hoping it all adds up. But those clicks are crumbs. They can never create the blaze that real power demands. The comfortable masses are too distracted, or simply unwilling to leap into the necessary madness that propels your vision forward. You're not looking to be popular. You're looking to be unforgettable to the right, very few. This tactic breaks down into 3 brutal truths you must embrace if you want to go from struggling founder to unstoppable force. First, demolish the idea that you need everyone's approval. Your role is not to please, it's to align, to cut through the fog of indecision and weak interest, and laser focus on inviting those few who burn as fiercely as you do. This isn't popularity. This is an exclusive club fueled by shared rebellion against the status quo. This means rejecting easy followers who want a dormant, safe life and instead attracting those who are hungry to disrupt, to build, to change everything. Second, do the work before your campaign launches. Like a real work. Don't wait for launch day to ring the bell. Before you open your crowdfunding doors, you must be building trust, fostering genuine relationships, and igniting sparks inside those select few people who matter most. Send them updates, dive into their challenges, make them part of your story. When you finally launch, these people won't just back you, they'll tear down gatekeepers with you. They'll call in favors. They'll be the first sparks that create an inferno of momentum. Third, be relentlessly transparent and human in your storytelling. Forget high-gloss PR. Forget jargon. Talk like a real person. Expose the pain, the doubts, the moments when you're scared, and invite these early believers to be part of your ride. When people feel raw truth, they don't hesitate. They leap. They commit. Crowdfunding isn't just about selling a product. It's about selling trust, hope, and the chance to be part of something raw, unfinished, and wildly exciting. Here's the unspoken reality no one talks about. The race isn't to build the biggest email list or social media following. The real windfall is found in building a fiercely interconnected ecosystem of believers who amplify one another, investors who know each other, founders who back each other, leaders who co-create. This ecosystem isn't an accident. It's deliberate, it's obsessive, and it's the underground engine powering cohorts of projects reaching millions, seemingly overnight. And here's the kicker. This system is outside the old rules, covert in plain sight. It demands patience, but rewards aggression in seizing control of the narrative early, before crowds have formed conventions. This means you aligning with the few before the many pay attention. It's the antidote to the illusion of equality, where everyone gets the same empty attention and no one gets real power. Imagine this: a handful of brutally honest, relentlessly passionate people who truly understand your vision, not just the value of the product, but the courage behind building it. They don't just fund it, they live it, they breathe it, they move with it. And because they are connected, their impact magnifies exponentially. They don't just share your campaign, they embed it into their networks, shaking awake planes of influence you never dreamed existed. There's no step-by-step fake formula here. This is for the rare few who can. Strip away the comfort of vague promises and embrace raw truths. Relentlessly connect with real people committed to breaking the status quo. Build an ecosystem that transcends borders, roles, and limitations. And finally, play the long, hard game with unwavering patience because, unlike the masses chasing fads, eternity is on their side. If you felt the burning tension inside, that quiet but unbearable tension, whispering that you were made for more, that this whole construct of crowdfunding and investing can be bent, reshaped, and weaponized by those few who dare to reject conformity, this is your weapon-grade blueprint. This approach isn't about quick fixes or shortcuts. It's about reclaiming your power as a founder, investor, or leader, to refuse to be another voice disappearing in the herd. To cut the noise, forge real alliances, and ignite the alchemy of cooperation that creates infinite possibility. Because here's the most radical truth. The world doesn't need more passive followers or slow-moving safe projects. It needs unleashed individuals who are unafraid to burn bridges with old comforts, who craft realities from scratch, and who build the networks that make the impossible feel inevitable. You'll never see this tactic shouted from marquees or taught in standard startup playbooks because it's not for everyone. It's for those who stare into the chaos of today and say, I will be the spark that ignites the future. To be this spark, you must first become an architect of connection, a radical assembler of the few, who will not settle for less than extraordinary. So don't waste another second chasing empty eyeballs or begging for scraps from the complacent majority. Instead, forge your own path with the few who match your fire, and watch as your vision transitions from a lonely dream to a movement generating millions overnight. This is the cold, hard, all-or-nothing truth, and it's waiting for those bold enough to wield it. The moment has come. The question is, do you burn or do you bend?